guys, it's the Fact Freak and welcome to today's deep dive on Way Too Slug for You. I mean, Way Too Feisty for You. Somebody who claimed to be part of the exposure community on TikTok. Somebody who also claimed there were women standing up for women positive. Somebody who claimed to provide a safe space on TikTok. Somebody who claimed to be a mental health advocate. But as you're going to see through those videos, all of those claims are fraudulent, just like a GoFundMe. Now, of course, a lot of people might say, who is Way Too Feisty? Well, she is Aisha Auckland, and she portrays herself as being a strong Christian woman with strong Christian beliefs. Whoever put that laughing emoji on that picture is top tier. She claims that people have doxed her over the years, but as you'll see by this very comment posted over 2 years ago at the time of screenshot, she'd done that herself multiple times, and also claimed that her address was wrong and that people were lying about her. She also says that she's smarter than other people. However, that doesn't particularly look like a smart move to me. And at one point they would have said to her, arise and be baptized and wash away your sins, calling the name of the Lord. But unfortunately they didn't wash her for long enough, as there are still quite a lot of sins. Now, as for promoting mental health on TikTok, you will see that Way Too Slug for You often changes her opinions on people, flipping and flopping between what will get her views, clout and attention over on the app. So 1 minute she will tell somebody that she has no problem with somebody, and the next minute they'll go in at. I mean, here's an example of contradictions.
Do you know?
I think by you approaching me and saying you don't have a problem with Gracie, but describing her saying that she reminds you of the Sesame Street garbage.
No, it's Oscar. Oscar was the best in Sesame Street, to be quite honest with you, and it's just because she's got green hair.
As I was saying, to be honest with you, Way Too Feisty, I can't remember ever speaking to you. All I remember now is a couple of weeks ago, you on live calling me all sorts of names under the sun about my looks, and you've just sat there right now in front of all of these people and preached about girl code and, you know, obviously insinuating that women should be helping women, etc. Yet you're happy to sit there on a live and slag me off about what I look like.
Twat bags, that's all I've ever called you, or Oscar.
Yes.
Twat bags or Oscar, right?
So what? So what? What is wrong with you?
So as you see the first clip, she accuses him of gaslighting her. But actually, let's have a look at what gaslighting is. Insist you said or did things you know you didn't do. Well, he is calling her out for doing exactly what she did. So who's gaslighting in that situation? Well, that would be Way Too Feisty. Deny or scoff in your recollection of events. Exactly what she did in that video with Frenchie. You know, basically say, oh, what? I called you grab bags. Oh, it was just this. Call you too sensitive or crazy when you express your needs and concerns. Gaslighting again. Expressing doubts to others about your feelings, behaviour and state of mind. Going into the whole playing it down again. Or twisting and retelling events to shift the blame. So exactly what she did there, where she made out that it was completely different to what Frenchie was saying. That showed you gaslighting Way Too Feisty, not the other way around. And I know you like to say that. Now, the thing that Feisty does as well is scream about reactive abuse. Now let's have a look at that.
I could say you look like a smackhead, which you do, but I don't sit there and do that on live. But you do. You look like an actual smackhead.
Now that was class of reactive abuse. Way Too Feisty had been pushing and pushing and pushing Grace by the things that she'd said on her live streams, in comment sections, etc. As it says up here, the definition of reactive abuse occurs when the victim reacts to the abuse they are experiencing. The victim may scream, toss out insults, or even lash out physically. Look how gleefully happy Way2Feisty was that Gracie had slipped and said something like she did, broke her composure in a way that she knew, Feisty, that she would manipulate and use for views and make her look better in the situation. But no one suffered reactive abuse more from Way2Feisty than Charlie and Johnny.
You fucking smackhead. Dirty fucking pros.
And that's not bullying. That's
You're
not
a dirty
bullying,
fucking prosy, selling
That's
your
not
pussy
bullying.
for money all over.
That's not
Ripping
bullying.
people
I
off.
hope
The police
you're
were
all
with your
hearing
mum
this.
last
This is
night
not
until I did a
bullying.
welfare
This is not
check.
someone that...
Until I did a
Hold on a
welfare
minute,
check.
guys. Hold on a
Where
minute,
were you
guys.
when your mum was
Can you do me a
slitting her
favour?
wrist?
Show everyone.
Where was she?
That's someone
Where was
that's not
she?
self-harm,
Where was she?
no.
Oh, that's
That's
my
someone
fault,
that's
is it?
not
She's a
self-harm,
fucking
no.
wrongin'. You're a wrongin'. She's a
You're
fucking
a
wrongin'.
wrongin'.
The
You're
fairies are
a
fucking
wrongin'.
wrongin'. Wrongin'. Absolute fucking wrongin'. Ripping people off. The amount of evidence I've got coming my way. The amount of evidence I've got coming my way. Bring it to my fucking door. She contacted the woman that sexually abused me. Bring it to me fucking door. Bring it. And that's my fault that she got drunk and she can't cope with her own words coming back off order.
So yeah, that came about when Johnny and Charlie had had enough of the constant trolling by Aisha, where they'd even gone as far as contacting social services to try and effect the custody of their child. Now, Aisha claimed that when Johnny and Charlie crossed the line, which was contacting Lorna Auckland, her ex-wife, that all gloves were off, and claimed that the ex-wife was abusive. However, in 2014, Feisty nominated the apparently abusive ex-wife for Mum of the Year. So which is it? But anyway, these are the messages that she sent Johnny and Charlie's social worker. Now the best part is on the second message furthest away from me, when they eventually reply to her and they say there's not much I can do with these sort of allegations. Might help if you can actually send an example. So once again, somebody asking Aisha, can you actually send any evidence? Can you actually send any proof of anything you're saying? And as usual, she just continues saying, oh, message somebody else, I heard it from a reliable source, that kind of rubbish. So Way2Snaky did what she does with everybody, and she flipped a script. Now I'm going to pop up the definition of gaslighting again, because you will see that this is classic gaslighting as she reaches out to Charlie. Trust me, I know. I've been watching, and it's been frustrating because you guys are doing amazing, but also making okay right into their hands. For every 3 people watching, you have 1 person waiting to see you F up and gathering the evidence against you. It's acting like they're a servant. Look, honestly, twisting or relating events to shift the blame. Oh, honestly, it's insane. You keep being you and smiling through and only showing people the good bits. And then she says that her behaviour with Charlie and Johnny, like the behaviour we've just watched, was her just trying to get attention so she could be there and help them be the best version of themselves. Now, if that doesn't sound like a narcissist to anybody, I don't know what will, but it is definitely gaslighting. So, of course, noticing behaviours like this within Way2Feisty put me off wanting to be friends with her. And I expressed it to her several times. I know that she's publicly said that this isn't the case, but here is our messages. The top bit's not important, it's about something else. But right down here as we go to here. And basically I was signing off on my live saying, remember guys, always stand up to bullies. Now, how paranoid do you have to be to ask this question? You've been saying stand up to bullies. I don't know what I'm supposed to have said or done, but I'm gutted. You're avoiding me. So because I was telling everyone to stand up to bullies, she assumed that I was talking about her. I said it's not about you. People should stand up to bullies. I always try and say little sign-offs, always done it. I don't know why you would think it was aimed at you. purely because you are not really talking to me anymore, which quite frankly I wasn't, because the behaviour I'd seen, I didn't want to be associated with her. And I was just trying to sort of slowly step away. I didn't see you, and I was left muted in your live after I sent gifts and was chatting. I kind of feel pushed away. I was in a particular live with a friend. We were knocking back some drinks on the live, and I wasn't really concentrating on the chat. And as I say right here, I says, I am not into your exposing of Charlie and Johnny. I've told you that multiple times. In your box, in your lives. I don't want to be in lives watching other people, etc. I've said that as well. I'm trying to do my own thing, and I can't be arsed with the drama, full stop. I've enough on my hands with my family life. Being back to full-time work and the stuff I do on social media at the moment, I'm preparing for a Twitch stream. I'm always on the go. So, as you can see, even though Feisty claims that I all of a sudden, out of the blue, went for her, and it was because she was going to do something about me. Well, that doesn't match up with the dates of the 2nd of the 1st, 2023, does it? And of course that moves us on to the infamous charity money. Now, before I had walked away from Aisha Auckland Way2fiesty, they were raising money for a lady. Now, at the time they said they were raising money for a follower who they were going to replace the carpets in their flat with. They were going to buy a shed that would be able to store a spare wheelchair that belonged to Feisty, which she was going to then donate to this person. However, she had never ever disclosed to me who that person was. It was disclosed to me at the infamous birthday live stream, which we'll go into shortly. However, we all know that there was messages that went out, and after it was said that obviously they felt bad about Maz, this person, and they said, look, I know you raised this money for me, but I'd like you to repair your car so that you're able to get away from Feisty for a little bit and clear your head. So you've got an option to leave, or you've got an option to sort of chill somewhere without her. Of course, Maz's car was damaged, she claimed, after a lovely incident last night, so that'll have been the 27th of November 2020, trying to box me in to pull her over, apparently on a motorway. They used a ratchet strap in hope I'd stop. Anyone got a link to a new bonnet and grille. So Maz claimed that driving down a very busy motorway, people tried to box her in the car, threw a ratchet strap in her car, and that caused the damage. None of this story makes sense to me. If I'm honest with you guys, it's clearly a crime that should have been reported. I understand not going through your insurance company because, you have a high excess, but it was a crime. So unless you're lying about how it was damaged, it's very strange. But anyway, so that's what they said that the money could be used for. However, did the money get used for in that way? No, it didn't, and I'm going to show you guys. Now, of course, we were all told that she went and spent that money repairing the bonnet of her car. Now, this is from an infamous live stream where Feisty and Maz took great pleasure in a woman's mental breakdown to live stream it. Now, as you can see, the grille of the car is still damaged. However, the bonnet colour appears to be different. Sort of proving, would you think, that they've fixed that bonnet? Well, actually, not quite. Now, you see in this video that Maz uploaded herself, the bonnet, the colour change stops at a certain point. Now, why is that? Why is that? Well, it's because she bought herself one of these. I don't know whether she necessarily bought it from eBay, but as you can see, this is the same thing here. Goes along the front, and obviously it just sort of gives the impression that the bonnet is obviously not damaged. People use it for different ways, and this was the most expensive one I could find on eBay, setting at £44. Now, we know for a fact that the charity money was way more than that. So where did it go, Aisha? Where did it go, Sarah Marin? Where did it go? So with what we know now, that Danny was the lady that they were raising money for, and that Danny had said that they could use the money on Maz's car, and Maz didn't do that. Of course, when we decided to go and visit Danny, myself and Coral, on Aisha's birthday, because Danny had also not had a fuss made of her on her birthday, so we had the idea of making the live a little bit more special and including both, so it would be a joint thing. Now Aisha was well aware that Danny had had a difficult time around about this time, and it was about boosting her as well as celebrating Feisty's birthday. But anyway, she then recorded this and went on like an absolute schoolchild. This is the first signs of Feisty trying to lay groundwork behind the scenes to tarnish people who are stepping away from her. This is something that she continually does. But anyway, let's watch the video.
To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Feisty and Danny. Happy birthday to you. Blow the candle. Blow the candle out.
There you go. You see Feisty looks like a face like a smashed. What is it, like she's been slapped or something? It's ridiculous. It's supposed to be friends celebrating being happy together, lifting each other up. But of course, Feisty had different ideas. Now, of course, the paranoia there from Feisty, knowing that we were all in close communication. What if Danny tells the Fact Freak what we did with this money? So they start this narrative, this weird narrative that people have an issue. She starts complaining that people didn't sing her name when it was her birthday. This is a 40-year-old woman we're talking about. Now, what I said to her was, right here in front of you guys, laugh what off. Honestly, this is like some schoolyard shit. At this point, I'd asked her what the hell was going on, because she'd randomly removed Coral from groups without any explanation and was going on like a bitch behind the scenes. I said, this is some schoolyard shit. We went to see Danny and we made a fuss of her. I think you know what she went through recently. I thought you were friends. Coral clearly said your name there. I said I would come live and see you, so we did. I'm sorry to have made everyone laugh and make everyone in the chat react so positively, which they were. Shame you couldn't have reacted in the same positive way. And then here we go. And honestly, just everything about Feisty is gaslighting. It truly is. Are you kidding? I get Danny being through hell. It was only Monday we were on the phone till 2 a.m. with her. However, come on, James. Please tell me that this woman's a good friend, because there's no way she is with that attitude. Singing happy birthday to her on my birthday, it was odd, and I wasn't the only one to pick up on it. My phone started to blow up as soon as it happened. I've nout against anyone, but I just don't get why, like. It upset me, and it was the eye roll that fucked me off the most, because I've not set out to Karen or Danny, because what's the point? It's the fact I was told that eye rolls were going on when I cuddled my Ben. I spoke to Coral and she said it was something else. That was the end of it. Sounds like it. But now I can't see it in the same positive way. Did you see any of this in a positive way? Why is she trying to spin it always? I could have easily spat my dummy out, but I didn't say anything, I just kept smiling. I think we've seen that video, she definitely wasn't smiling, and this definitely is spitting your dummy out. I didn't say out to you about it, Danny or Karen. I went to Coral because I was told about the eye roll and it fucked me off, as well as a joint birthday. But hey, I'll be the problem. Just really immature, gaslighting. Right, first off, let's address the you being on the phone to Danny, etc. Where in my last message did I imply that you had no idea? I in fact implied that you should have known, exactly, that she should have known her friend was going through a difficult time. Therefore, should understand that's the context of what I said, and you know that. I'm having to pull her up on her trying to twist the narrative. Your phone blew up. If your phone blew up, then you have the wrong sort of people in contact with you, looking for problems and ways to do exactly that. I would like to know if anybody was messaging her when this happened. I very much doubt it. And if it was, it's probably somebody who's already been spun the narrative against people. If you have nought against anyone, why would you assume the worst and go along with the worst case put to you via messages? What eye roll? ? You are spitting your dummy out. And you spitting your dummy out, that would be removing people from groups without giving explanations or talking to them. I'm well aware of you not saying anything to me, but when I'm a witness to something you say didn't happen and I can say, hey, it did, I'm going to try and ease the situation. Let's not forget it's shown to be the case in the video. So literally the video is completely going against what she was saying. And obviously I'm going to say, hey, I was shoulder to shoulder with these people. It is not the way you say it. As for I'll be the problem comment, reacting like that is childish. We can all have disagreements and discussions, and likewise we can all make mistakes and jump to wrong conclusions. We're all human. Do you know what I mean? Now, of course, 100% back everything I've said. And if that's going to be a problem, well, it just is. But I'm not going back and forwards over the same shit. So I didn't want to just keep going. I've literally said, these are the facts. This is what happened. We're done. So I get a thumbs up. And then a couple hours later, she has to get back to me, obviously. Been super busy, so couldn't reply. All right, okay. We all believe you. Coral could have asked why she was removed from the group chat on Facebook. So she's confirming that what I've said there about her just removing people without talking is accurate, it's truthful. I removed her after saying she wasn't following my new account but was a mod. Pardon me. Why are you being dragged in to mediate and called me childish is beyond me. Oh my god, honestly, the twisting is insane. I don't understand how I'm being made out to be the bad guy here when, one, she does one quite a few times, there's quite a few ones. One, all I did was go live and get messages telling me that it was a bit out of order for Karen and Coral to be singing happy birthday to Danny. And two, when I was hugging the Ben and talking, Coral had eye rolled and it was like, together them two factors were done. One, cost me upset and humiliate me. It was the eye roll thing. I mean, she still hasn't proved the eye roll, and quite frankly, she could have been eye rolling to Danny, who was off camera. She could have been eye rolling about absolutely anything, if it even happened. I would have just ignored this birthday thing because I'm not down for drama or fallout. I mean, Jesus Christ, that is the most shocking statement that we've done so far in this video. I've watched the video, and for me, she says Feisty and Danny. Maybe that's because I'm looking too much, I don't know. But either way, that was just part of what made me reach out. I love you dearly. But to plan to meet Danny and sing happy birthday on my birthday live didn't make any sense. I've already explained it to her in the previous fucking message. And why the hell? I'm not going to be coming to drive to see her. She lives about 6-7 hours away from me or something. No, thank you. God, no. It is what it is. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. Feisty made numerous videos about this. She messaged numerous people about this, and she complained about it and complained and complained and complained. I thought it was sorted with Coral because she said the eye roll was something else, no drama. I've not fallen out with anyone. I've not mentioned it to Danny or Karen. There's no need because it doesn't matter. It was yesterday, not today, etc., etc. And then right here, actually, she didn't. I've got a better video sent. So straight away, completely changes the narrative. Actually, yeah, you were right. Actually, yeah, you were right. Do you know what I mean? And then I try and obviously wind things down as nice as I can with her. But the thing is, at the end of the day, This is schoolyard shit, which I'd never thought I'd be bringing up in a deep dive, but I'm trying to show everyone that Feisty was constantly testing the water with some sort of narrative that she could try and use to strike out against me and my moderators. As I said, she tried to spin many narratives about me to see really which one would stick. Here's one that she tried over on Reddit. She said that I was salty, that the woman that he's made to feel scared to talk about him are uniting together and talking about him. So Feisty claimed that she had lots and lots of people, 12 at one point, in a group chat of women that I had apparently offended, been inappropriate with, shared images of them without consent, all sorts of things, right? 12 people she said she had in a group chat. However, I have been contacted by somebody in that chat. Somebody who was in that chat. Actually, not just one person. Pretty much everybody. And it wasn't hard because it wasn't 12 people, was it, Feisty? It was 4 people, including yourself. And most of them, when they asked you what evidence you had to support these things that you were pushing on them, when you couldn't provide it, they left that chat. They left that chat. They backed up and they backed away. And with permission from one of those people, I'm going to share the following things. So since people have started standing up against Feisty and her manipulation and abuse of others, obviously Feisty has targeted a lot of these people. She's tried shutting down people's businesses. She's reported people to social services, as we've already seen in this video. So I'm going to try and protect the identity of this person as best I can. I realise that's very difficult, but at the end of the day, right, Feisty, when this drops, you have 24 hours to get all 3 people from that group to say that that wasn't me, or that, you know, or to just contact you, show them showing you a recent message where they want to talk to you, because I bet you can't. So usually, obviously, I'm not a fan of editing screenshots and things, but you guys know I'm doing this to protect a victim. They say here, I was asked to join a group call by Feisty and felt uncomfortable being in there. They tried to expose you one night and wanted a group call. And then obviously they said how that just basically fell apart and they never exposed you that night. I hand on heart believe they set an account up about them. They also say exposed because that's what they kept saying and they had nothing on you, James. And of course I've said I know, because obviously I've always known that. She said she couldn't do that anymore, and that's basically she's talking about somebody else who left the group chat because she felt pressured by Feisty. She couldn't do that anymore, and that's when it got me thinking and overthinking. They said then, unfortunately, James, I went a bit unstable mentally wise, and I stopped eating and stopped being me. Feisty and Maz together, this campaign against me had affected somebody's mental health that badly. And of course I said, you know, I'm obviously very sorry about that. And she said nope, because when I was still placing stuff together, I removed my account and came off everything. That way she didn't get hold of me. Don't you dare be sorry. It wasn't on you at all. It was all them. They were vile. And here is another person from the same group. Now, I was told that they commented on a live stream saying exactly what I asked them here. I've been told by someone that you felt pressured into what you said about me online and that you dropped out of the Instagram group Feisty set up about me. If this is true, please message so we can discuss it. It's true. There we go. And I'm not waiting for a discussion on this one, because this person, there's a lot more about this person, and this person also thought it was appropriate to call the police on me to try and silence me. I was given words of advice and the police were told, noted, but I'm never going to stop talking about people who make horrible accusations about me that are untrue online. It really irritated me that Way2fiesty Aisha Auckland had set up these group chats and made people, forced people into saying things about me, saying that I'd shared revenge pay images when she was doing it of actually convicted sex offenders like Jade Palmer down the bottom there, who was convicted for leaving somebody in a field after attempting to grape them. But when Feisty was sent an indecent image of them, they had no issue sending it around. You can see that people literally directing her hair there saying, Feisty, I don't want you to get done for this. Absolutely vile. And this brings around a trend of Feisty hanging around with the worst of the worst. People who've committed crimes against children. Now Ray, the person that we brought screenshots of just before, who left that group chat that was put together to come against me, well, I said to her this. Now Ray told me a long time ago that she thought pedo hunters were not right. They were trapping people and things like that. And I was like, I can't deal with this. I can't be friends with somebody who disagrees with hunting teams. Quite a few people reached out to me and let me know that Ray was actually engaged in a relationship, a sexual relationship with somebody who was stung. So I put it to her in these messages. You probably know that I know who you are close to and was stung by pedo hunters. Also, the other people left that Insta group with the same feelings. She says, I've got no clue. I left that group and I haven't had Insta on my phone for ages. And I said, oh, you ignoring the comment about the pedo there? I'm assuming you're talking about the guy I went to college with. I was never close to him. I just knew of him and what happened. That was the story she gave me. However, so of course, when that went on and Ray started turning up in Feisty's lives, I spoke out and some of the people who were my mods today removed her and they were asking what was going on. If you read this chat, you will see that it is brought to the attention of the admins for Feisty and Feisty that this person was literally in her live stream defending pedos and saying that pedo hunters were setting people up and that they are wrong, and that's why they wanted him out. I can't read those messages, but you guys can see them. Now, of course, that is the pedo below who engaged in that relationship with Ray, and Feisty believed, obviously, in what Ray was saying if she continued that friendship. Now, you can see here that even today, as I'm filming this pedo has reached out to somebody they thought had brought the information forward to me. But as usual, pedos are not very smart. But if you look here, that pedo has sent somebody the screenshot of my text messages with Ray, showing that Ray is defending and protecting this pedo and was enabled to do so by Way2fiesty4u. And that's where we're going to leave this video, guys. But as I say, Deep Dive Part 2 will be coming soon, and you know what to do to help with awareness. Honestly, is there any limit that this person will not cross? I think by now we know that it should be way too toxic for you. Thank you for watching the video, guys, and everybody who's come forward and spoke out, given evidence and things like that. I appreciate you. I'm here for you, and you know where to reach me on Instagram. My Instagram is TheFactFreak. Now, if you're watching this live on YouTube at the premiere, we're going to go over to Twitch immediately. Twitch is a free app. Search it wherever you get your apps. Download it. Sign up. Takes a couple of minutes. Search TheFactFreak. We're going to be going live over there doing our Behind the Deep Dive, where we're going to look at some of the things that we've included in this. Alright, thank you very much for the support, guys. Peace.